Well, it looks like today we're going to get some of that July rain that we like. Hopefully. We've been getting some. And yesterday I didn't dig. I more or less moved the hay back and picked the potatoes. And I planted 50 pounds of Pontiac red seed potatoes, and I got about 200 pounds of potatoes back. A little bit short of what I did, but the ground stayed too cold for too long this spring. Okay, I've been moving stuff around. I got my little John Deere tractor, and I've moved the old Pontiac forward a little. And I'm going to take it and put it down there in that hole, down over the other side. And now I'm going to move that truck. And the reason being, this place has got infested with this nice bouquet of flowers.
Will you quit?
And bitterweeds.
I know, but
and I've mowed
I
them.
guess that's how much you love me.
You don't see them, I've mowed them, but mowing won't kill them. What they'll do, they'll come back up and
Can we move over?
They'll just bloom shorter.
Oh, so they become miniature.
So what I want to do, them things can't stand any kind of cultivation. There's grass here, I don't want to
Well, if you would put wall-to-wall cars, there wouldn't be no room for them to grow.
Well, I could do that too. But what I'm going to do, I got some old horse-drawn rattlesnake harrow, they call it, over to the place. I'm going to bring a section over here and take that little tractor and drag around here and scratch this, being it's raining. I just can scratch this up, and that'll help that Bermuda grass. There's some clover in there too. But that cultivation will kill that bitterweed back some. But we've had a bumper crop of it this year. Some years it's not so bad. But the sheep don't eat that. You have to starve them to make them eat it. Anyway, Debbie's old Pontiac here.
I know, you're torturing me.
She would like to have it fixed up.
I know.
But the floorboards is all gone, and I imagine the transmission's out of it because
Well, who cares?
In the back.
I don't care.
Anyway.
We can put a new transmission in it.
Well, I was going to say, if anybody out there's got a 60 Pontiac, and it don't have a title either. I was supposed to get the title, and that never ever came in the mail. They said they'd mail it to me, that they had a title for this when I bought it.
Yeah,
they said, this is the one car here that will have a title, and we'll mail it to you.
So if you live close.
But anyway.
And it's not too expensive.
It's got a lot of good glass. Well, you don't have to be that close. I'd come several hundred miles for the right car.
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's got good glass and a lot of good parts.
Jeepers.
And she wants a 60 Pontiac.
Yeah.
It don't have to be a Catalina. It can be a Bonneville or something else. But anyway.
It's got to be.
If somebody's got one, and she prefer it to be a 4-door.
Yes, I want a 4-door.
She wants 4-door.
Because I got my girls, and we go out running around, and we need 4 doors.
60 Pontiac, not a 59, not a 61. It's got to be 60.
60.
That's what she likes this car.
I like this car.
Anyway, and I brought it in here in 2018. Them tires was flat. It had been sitting.
You brought it here in 1818? I'll shut up.
It had been drove from 1960 to 1970. Tags expired on 70.
God,
them tires was on it.
Them tires look good.
In 2018, and they're just now getting low. They're bias flat, or they wouldn't hold up.
Oh my God, they got.
But that ain't the main subject to this.
Okay, what's the main subject?
Video. I thought I might be able to help somebody. See, there's some of that bitterweed that I mowed.
Yeah, I know.
And, see, I mowed it. It's got a big old root on it.
Yes.
But if you can scratch that, it'll kill it.
Really? Did you scratch it? Was it itchy?
I got to remove a little bit of stuff
here. What is on the roof? It looks, it's some kind of...
It looks like a sock. Okay, come around here, Debbie.
Okay, I'm coming around here. Yes, what are we looking at?
This is a 60
Yes, a 60 Viking. I love them.
I don't remember which. We got the title to it.
I think it's cute.
And we bought it at an auction. It had a bed on it, real good bed.
Uh-huh.
And we bought it at auction. And I hauled it home on
I think it's growing a
We
tree.
took that bed off and used it somewhere else. It's still got a PTO and a transmission, no engine.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought it for 80 bucks.
Mm-hmm.
And the engine was there, 261 come out of it. And they had it rigged up and it made a propane LP power unit out of it. And I thought, well, I'll just buy that old engine. Nobody wants that old engine.
Uh-huh.
That engine brought $400.
Yay!
I didn't buy it.
I can tell.
Now I can put a
Hi, baby.
I can put a 63 to 66 bell housing. It'll bolt on that cross number on there and hook to that transmission.
Hi, babies.
And I can put a 250 or 292 or a V8 in here.
Uh-huh.
And the only snafu you're gonna have
A snafu.
is these trucks were set up with a hydraulic clutch release.
Oh.
And you can't find a V8 bell housing in the fork. Instead of being on the driver's side, it's on the passenger side.
Oh.
You can't find that. But I've got a school bus over there. We got to give it to us because it's in floodwater.
Uh-huh.
It's 66. I can take the pedal and linkage and Z-bar and all that stuff. And since it's got a title in there, I consider it. But what I was wanting to get at, this tire right here.
Yeah, that tire?
Yeah, get up close here.
Well,
Get close to it right there.
just a second. I got to get around all of your... Is that a real good hood?
No, not anymore.
Well, then why ain't you sold it for scrap?
See that tire? It says tubeless. 822.5. You go 8-ply tire.
Uh-huh.
But that's a tubeless wheel that'll fit these old bob trucks.
It's a BF Goodrich.
And where
too.
that come from,
Where'd it come from?
it come from that 66 Chevrolet bus.
Oh.
I took it off that bus. This had some real good 8 1/4 steer tires on the front.
Uh-huh.
And I sold them to somebody.
Uh-huh.
Tires, rims, and all. Which says mine on split rings.
Uh-huh.
Somebody wanted them and I sold them.
Uh-huh.
And I put them 0.25. But what I'm trying to
What are you trying to tell
say,
me?
there's a lot of people.
Uh-huh.
I've did videos on fixing split rings and widowmakers, and a lot of people don't want to mess with them old split rims at all. Tire shop on,
Uh-huh.
and they tell me, now I don't know this for a fact,
Okay.
but I've been told the school buses and gas trucks and stuff, when they outlawed them Kelsey Hayes
Uh-huh.
2-piece widowmaker wheels, that all the gas trucks and school buses and stuff couldn't run them anymore. They had to buy new wheels. And pretty much all of them went to these 22.5 tubeless tires and wheels because of the insurance liability. The insurance company pretty much forced them into doing it. So if you can source an old school bus, there's a lot of old school buses around, look at the rims. You might get lucky and find you a set of them tubeless wheels.
Cool.
You know, and you can take it anywhere and get it fixed.
Cool.
You know? And that's one of the main things I want to talk on, but there's several people got these old Vikings.
I like it.
And this one right here,
If it was a four-door,
look on the side here.
if it was a four-door, I'd have you fix it up for me and the girls.
It says Taylor Motor and Implement Company, Pocahontas, Arkansas.
Oh, wow.
This come from Taylor's at Pocahontas.
Wow.
Anyway, old
Yeah.
Bill Taylor,
Yeah.
in 1957, he sold my daddy that 120-acre farm my daddy had
Uh-huh.
for $200 down and no interest, and they would just pay him whenever he could get some money.
Uh-huh.
That's the way they wrote the contract up on that deal.
Wow.
And Bill Taylor had got that 120
poor
acres
baby. Uh-huh.
from an old boy, and he traded him an old car and $250 cash for the 120-acre farm.
Wow.
That's what Bill Taylor paid for.
I wish we could do that today.
And when Daddy's farm sold, it sold for $120,000.
Uh-huh.
Got $1,000 an acre.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, that is a 61 Viking.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not got a 2-speed rear end. It's single axle rear end. Okay, one other little deal I want to talk about. This old Dodge, I should never tore it up. It was running.
Yeah, why'd
That's
you?
a whole different story.
Do I have to fall in that hole like you did?
Something dug a hole here. Probably a pot-belly pig.
Okay.
There's the front cap off of that truck. I've got the grill.
Uh-huh.
And I've got the hood somewhere too.
What truck are we talking about now?
This truck right here.
Oh.
This dump truck.
Oh.
And that old truck we looked at, that red 57,
Mm-hmm.
it's got a hoist right here. Got a box cut out. A stand up,
Mm-hmm.
3-stage cylinder.
Mm-hmm.
This here's got a flat hoist.
Mm.
Scissors type. Got a PTO that drives it. And I'll never do it. I can't weld anymore. But what would be feasible to do is get 2 1-ton truck axles with dualies, rear reels, take the pumpkins out and stop them up like we do where they'll hold grease in the hubs, 90 in the hubs, and put you 2, that would give you 8 16-inch dual wheels, and lower this down. And cut this bed off and extend it forward a little bit and make you a nice little flatbed dump. And if you put you a couple ramps on the back that would slide out,
Yeah.
you could put a winch up at the front of that dump to winch your old car or anything up on it, tractor or anything you wanted. Or maybe make 3 ramps, so you use tricycle front end tractor. Make them where it slide back under there. And you could run it all off of a 1-cylinder gas engine. And you could cut that frame and make it into a gooseneck trailer. And what it costs you the most money is they make a vacuum brake system for hydraulic brakes. And you could put that vacuum brake system on there, and it's rigged up with a breakaway. If the trailer comes loose, it locks the brakes up. And it's a complete system, and you wire it up into your truck, and when you mash your brake pedal, it comes through your system in your truck, and the brakes activate. You'd have a trailer with brakes on it. It'd be low to the ground. It'd have a 16-inch tire that, you know, you can find most commonly anywhere, you know, and have spares for it and stuff. And that'd make a real handy little trailer. Anyway, that's why I was thinking of that. And I guess if we can get Debbie to tell it.
What?
She's got a story. She was a door greeter, or the people greeter. Jay Leno makes door greeter jokes, you know. We had that joke job at Wal Mart. She did that for 7 years, stood in front of that door.
It wasn't a joke job. It was hard work.
I know. But yeah, dealing with public always is. In Christmas time, they had a mechanical Santa Claus there. I'll let Debbie tell the story. I'll let Debbie tell the story about that Santa.
I was up at the door, and they had used the Santa last year, and he worked real good. Well, this time when they put the Santa out, only half of him was working. And I remember he was going up and down, just like one half of him, and he was going, ho, ho, ho.
His arm wasn't working?
And his arm wasn't working. One of them was swinging back and forth, and the other one was just hanging there. And this family come in. Okay, Santa. And this family come in, and the little girl was probably 4 years old. And she's like, what happened to Santa? And just out of my mouth, I said, Santa had a stroke. And the mom and dad started laughing, and the little girl just looked at me. And I realized what I said, and I'm like, well, Santa's just not working right now. He needs to go be fixed.
Me and Debbie both are guilty of that a lot of times.
Yeah.
We something comes out of our mouth where we stick our brain in gear and think.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
anyway,
it's just bad habit.
I didn't get fired.
I got another story.
Okay.
If you look in here,
Yes, I'm looking.
there's
Yeah.
a bird had a nest in that hole.
Oh, it's probably one of my little wrens. Hey, there could be a snake in there now. Quit poking your finger in holes.
Yeah, I know what. Anyway,
I'm gonna smack you.
I had this old dump truck that I was using.
Uh-huh.
And there was another one of them deals. Dump truck without a title.
Mm-hmm.
I bought it from the county. Had a big old sign on the door said Randolph County Road Department.
Oh,
GMC.
Randy County?
GMC had a V6 351 in it, and they just put that motor in there new, and they didn't get the drive shaft to the oil pump in the distributor right,
Uh-huh.
and they started it up and running it around there, and of course they saw lifters, and they wasn't paying no attention. They locked that brand new 351 motor up.
Oh, jeepers.
Then they got mad and pulled the dump bed off of it, put it on a different truck, sat around there a couple years, and the county had an auction. I went and bought it. And that very same Taylor Motor Company had sold that truck new
Uh-huh.
to the county.
Uh-huh.
And I bought it, and I had a V6 engine. I took that old V6, I put a set of rings and inserts in it, put them 351 heads and intake on it.
You know what I've noticed about you? You buy a lot.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, it was a 4-speed, 2-speed, and it was a nice little truck, and I had a bed like this that I put on there, and the bed lacked about 2 foot, being up against the cab, but that was a good place to mount a spare tire.
Oh, boy.
I made a handy little truck, I think.
Uh-huh.
And this first time I run around that, and I got the papers with it, and it was a manufacturer certificate of origin is what it said on it. And I took that down to the revenue office,
Uh-huh.
and they wanted $1,500 in sales tax before they would give me a title of that truck. And I thought, well, I don't like that. I ain't paying that. I'm gonna give $250 for the truck and $75 for the bed I had on it. I ain't. Well, I need to use that truck. Haul some gravel over to our other place for that driveway and this and that.
Uh-huh.
There's a boy had a backhoe. He'd load creek gravel, and he'd load you for $1 a yard, and it held about 7 yards. You know, $7 for a load of creek gravel. And I could go over to the crusher and buy gravel. So I couldn't get no license on that thing, and the insurance wasn't required back in them days. And I had worked for the county, and I had 1 or 2 shirts that said Randolph County Road Department with my name on it. So every time I drove that truck, I'd wear that shirt. And I got pulled over. And when they pulled me over and that sign was still on the door, I said, I don't know. The county don't put no license or anything on anything. They don't even bother to buy a license and pay the sales tax on stuff. They going on. I said, well, you just have to take it up with the county judge. I just work for the county. I just lied out my teeth. And they just leave. After they stopped me once, they never bothered me anymore. They thought I worked for the county. You know.
Well, maybe you should have kept working for the county and got some paychecks.
Well, it wasn't that I didn't want to buy a license and insurance.
No, I said
wouldn't
work.
want-
You
I
didn't.
wouldn't have minded even paying sales tax on what I paid for it. But I wasn't going to pay the sales tax if the county's supposed to be exempt from sales tax, and then they pass it on to the next person in line.
But you should have just kept working
We got a
for
one-ton
them.
truck up there came from the city of Pocahontas the same way. They want a big bunch of sales tax on it because they never bothered to fool with it.
That ain't fair.
But and you know what?
We have to
So
pay
you
it.
want to watch that? You buy a school bus or something like that. If they hadn't licensed and got a title and paid the sales tax, they'll want you to be responsible for that. But anyway, a guy wanted me to haul some gravel for him. He said, Charlie's down there loading creek gravel, and he said you might help haul some of that. I said, I can't do it. You can't do it. I said, no.
Why couldn't
I
you?
took him out there and I showed him this little hole. That's a chain goes in there.
Oh,
You stick
yeah.
a chain in there and slide down. There was one on each side. I think there was right here on that truck.
Mm-hmm.
One on each side. I showed you them holes. And of course, as soon as we come out the hole, bluebirds went to bombing them.
I know bluebirds. I love
Yeah,
bluebirds.
and I said there's a bluebird nest on each side back here, and Debbie told me not to move that
That's
truck
right.
so them
Don't you
baby
move it.
bluebirds hatched out and flew away.
That's right.
So after that, I would take and put duct tape over them holes where them birds couldn't get back in there. Well, I'd let that dump truck just sit right there because Debbie wouldn't let me.
I wouldn't let him.
Didn't endanger the baby bluebirds.
No, I like bluebirds.
But anyway. Sorry,
What?
honey.
God, you always got to be first, don't you?
I always like looking at these little stuff you see on stuff.
Why is that laying right there? Someone might swipe it on you when you're not looking.
That's my big lug wrench. It says 67 auto auction every Thursday night, Alicia, Arkansas.
Wow.
I don't never remember there being an auto auction in Alicia, Arkansas.
No, me neither. And he's bothering me.
But anyway,
I'm wanting to get in front and
right there's the
take a look at my Viking,
safest way.
my Chevy Viking.
Oh, you want to look at your Viking?
My 60, oh, it's a 60 Chevy Viking.
And get down there and look underneath it for them, Debbie. That's got, I'll see if you can see it. That's got an independent front suspension on torsion bars.
Can you see it, Daddy?
Yeah, I can see it good. They'll be able to see it too.
Good.
But see on this side here, it's got another one of them. I took them off that bus
Uh-huh.
and put on here.
Uh-huh.
So it'd still be a roller and keep the brake drums out of the dirt.
Uh-huh.
But it's got, and right there, that'll help y'all that don't want to fool with a split rim or anything. If you can find a set of them wheels, them 22.5 tires, you can buy them in a radial or a bias. They're available.
Mm-hmm. Boy, howdy, you got to watch where you walk out here. There's holes in the ground.
Yeah, I let potbelly pigs run out here and they rooted little rut holes.
Yep.
If I drag that harrow around, I might fill some of them in a little bit. I
Okay.
don't know.
Okay.
But anyway, I guess that'll be all for this, and I hope y'all like the Sandy Claus story. I always call him Sandy Claus. I don't know if any of y'all ever read the story, The Education of Little Tree.
Yeah, it's a good book.
He was a little Indian boy, and they took all them little Indian kids away from their parents and took them to Carlisle, Pennsylvania to go to school to make them quit being Indian. And they had Christmas time, they had Santa Claus come by. And he didn't understand that. He said they had this guy called Sandy Claus. He was a fat yay in a red suit. And he come running in there yelling, ho, 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 and scared all the little kids. Anyway, but yeah, that's a pretty good little story, The Education of Little Tree. If you ain't ever read that book, you ought to read it. I think they even made a movie about it too. But anyway, that'll be all for this, and goodbye and good luck to y'all.
Yeah, thank y'all, and please like and subscribe. Bye, and comment below.